Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Law Talk. Well, tonight we had Hillary Clinton was going to be on the show, but she got called away for an emergency. So I'm going to fill in for her the best I possibly can. She wanted to come on the show to promote her new show, which is Madame Hillary's Sporting House. So, but we're going to cut to a commercial break here, first thing. And this is the Hillary Hoover Cleaner, the Benghazi Cleaner. Now, let's say, for example, you leave Ambassador Stevens in the Benghazi embassy for 13 hours while he's under attack by ISIS, and you forbid the CIA to go rescue him. No problem. You have the Hillary Hoover Benghazi Cleaner. Forget about it. Let's say you go to Anderson's Air Force Base, and you tell the grieving parents of Ambassador Chris Stevens that, oh, a movie maker did it, a movie maker did it. That kind of makes Benedict Arnold look like Paul Revere. The movie makers are coming, the movie makers are coming. But forget about it. What difference does it make? You've got the Hillary Hoover Benghazi Cleaner. Let's say you get caught red-handed at midnight shredding documents you're supposed to turn over to the Accountability Review Board by State Department officials. What difference does it make? You've got the Hillary Hoover Benghazi Cleaner. Let's say that the Congress ask you questions, you perjure yourself dozens of times. So on top of the obstruction of justice and destruction of evidence and hiding evidence and multiple purges, you're looking at hundreds and hundreds of years of felony charges. What difference does it make? You've got the Hillary Hoover Benghazi Cleaner. Now, if you dial this number, 1-800-Hillary Loves ISIS, in the next 10 minutes, not only will we throw in the Hillary Hoover Benghazi Cleaner for only $1 billion of taxpayer money, it's taxpayer money, what difference does it make? We're also going to throw in the Hillary Shredder. And Jim, why don't you tell us a little bit about the features on this shredder?
Well, Mark, you're talking about the new Hillary Sanctimonious Shredder. It has 4 speeds, as you can look at it right now. Speed 1, uh-oh, here comes a State Department employee, Raymond Maxwell. That's the slow speed. Second speed, uh-oh, here comes the Accountability Review Board. Well, let's speed it right on up. The third speed, here comes the Congressional Oversight Committee. Well, we rarely get this baby going. And lastly, we look at, here comes the DOJ. Oh, funny enough, Legally Blind. Eric Holder is star of Legally Blind. And Legally Blind deals with the Attorney General and their inability to find anything. So, in fact, the stuck button on the Hillary Sanctimonious Shredder is not really necessary. So, Mark, what are we going to do next with this Hillary Shredder?
First of all, you know, using the shredder, using the Hillary Hoover Benghazi Cleaner makes me want to burst into the song. And I'm just going to say, you know, there is a place in New Orleans they call Madame Hillary's Sporting House. And it's been the sport for many an ISIS boy who didn't have a spouse. I mean, it's just great. You're going to love both of these, and you can get them right now if you call 1-800-Hillary Loves ISIS.
Well, you know something, Mark? That song is very catchy, and I have a feeling the country's going to be rallying around that. I understand there's an election coming as well on that.
Okay, and also what happened here is that Hillary was here a little earlier, and Bill came and picked her up. So she had to run right. And I guess Bill left behind like a cigar and some Snicker bars. I said, Bill, come on, you left stuff behind. And he said, oh, don't worry about it. He's got more in the van. But anyway, so we have some stuff here for prizes. We're going to have a little contest here for you, Jim.
But I have a question. Where is this cigar been?
You don't want to know.
Do we have any idea?
You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
Has anyone touched this Snicker?
You don't want to know where. But anyway, there's always some treats when Bill's around. And so, okay, so I was going through some of the paperwork here, and it turns out that Hillary left in such a rush that she left behind some memos, and I think these are some of the memos that they didn't shred the night they were having the shredding party.
Oh, the shredding party, when Robert Maxwell came in and found the State Department lackeys, effectively, were shredding every document on the face of the earth they could load.
Hillary's chief of staff
directing
the shredding.
Is.
So shredding all the documents that were supposed to go to the Accountability Review Board, which he said, well, the Accountability Review Board reviewed everything. There's nothing here.
Well, wait a minute.
What difference does it make? What is it?
Benghazi. It's the State Department going, hey, there's nothing here. Turn away. It must be that video that guy made. We're going to put him in prison and blame everything on him.
Yeah, blame it on the guy there. Okay, blame it on the video maker. So,
okay, I have a question. I understand there's some sneak peeks.
Okay, like I'm saying, this thing, I think some of these, I don't think Hillary would mind before we shred them if we share them with the television viewing audience. And what we're going to do here to make it a little more interesting, I'm going to read the content of these memos, and then I'm going to fold them up, and you're going to guess, using your psychic powers, who sent them to whom, okay? So here's the first memo that didn't get shredded. It says, Islamic terrorists are burning us alive. I want help. And the response is, people in hell want ice water, and they do not get it either. You just do not get it. You must have issues. Stop texting me. Okay, Jim, so I'm going to fold this up, and we're going to see if you can divine through your psychic powers who wrote that to whom.
I believe it was Chris Stevens to the State Department.
That is exactly right. That was Chris Stevens sent to Hillary saying, we're being burned alive, I want help. And Hillary saying, people in hell want ice water. They don't get it either.
They don't get it either.
They don't get it either.
Hey,
so have a cigar. Well, let me wipe this off a little bit because this is Bill's. We don't know where we don't really know where it's been. Okay. So anyway, yeah, and actually we talked to Bill before he had to leave right away, and I said, you know, do you have any lines on Hillary's new show? And he said, yeah, it's just like that, you know, that goat backed into me.
That go back into you?
Yeah.
Why does it go back into you?
Yeah, that's just his line on the show.
Oh, that's what he uses.
Yeah, that's what that's his line on the show. But
that means no goat around.
No, but a good goat will do that. But anyway,
okay.
So moving right along, we have another one, and it's this one says Islamic terrorists are burning Ambassador Chris Stevens alive. Okay, and so then the response is Ambassador Stevens does not look like me when I was a kid. I would not piss on him if his heart was on fire. So who would possibly say something like that? They're burning the ambassador alive, and the ambassador doesn't look at me, so I wouldn't
Would it be somebody that was playing golf at
I
the
wouldn't.
time?
I wouldn't piss on him if his heart was on fire.
I have to believe it was President Obama.
Let's look at this, and yeah, it was Hillary to Brock, and Brock back to Hillary. And so you're just amazing psychic powers.
I just don't understand this, Mark. They come to me out of nowhere.
Have a Snickers bar.
I'm going to have a Snickers bar.
Have a Snickers.
But do I know where this has been?
Yeah, well, that's...
I don't want to guess where
that's
this
a treat. So anyway, there you go. And so actually, Barack was here a little earlier.
Yes.
And I said, why don't you come on the show? And he said, no, he's got stuff to do, because we usually shoot at 8 p.m., right?
Right.
And he said, 8's too late.
8's too late?
8's too late for Barack Obama. But and then I said, well, did you get on Hillary's new show, the Madame Hillary's Sporting House? And he said, well, I thought I would never land a part there, but I guess he did. But I guess what the girls say, and the girls, of course, on the show symbolize the U.S. taxpayer. The girls call him Pinprick. And I said, well, why is that? He says, well, I think it's something to do with that Syrian bombing campaign.
Oh, we're talking about the ISIS bombing campaign, where instead of bombing real people and the terrorists, we're actually bombing empty buildings, a truck here and there. But we have to film it. It has to look good.
But wait a minute. There is, a policy on that, okay? And the question is, why do you never bomb an ISIS guy in a Humvee?
I have no idea.
Might be your Humvee.
That's correct. You never know who's in there.
Okay, it might be your Humvee. Okay, so anyway, let's see. We're going on to the next one. This one says, frame an anti-Muslim movie maker from Benghazi, and the answer is okay. Frame an anti-Muslim movie maker from Benghazi. The response is okay.
Ahead.
Now, who would that be? Use your psychic. Using his psychic powers to look through these blue pieces of paper. It's amazing.
Eric Holder.
Okay, and so that's. Oh no, that's Hillary to Susan Rice.
Oh, wait, Hillary to Susan Rice.
We're taking back the Snickers bar. We're taking back the Snickers bar. Okay.
Yeah, that's terrible. I thought for sure that was Eric Holder.
We could have the glass of wine. See, Brock left this glass of wine when we was here just a minute ago. I guess
he have fingerprints off there?
But he called it Jesus juice. I don't know why he calls
it.
But anyway, you can have some of that for your next if you win the next one. Okay, so and then we've got another memo here. It says Islamic terrorists fired for workplace violence must be given unemployment and a bus ride to 40 polling places per election. Note, Acorn to provide sandwiches, voter names, and voter addresses. Now, who would write this to whom? That's the question. Who would write this to whom? I mean, see if you can use your psychic powers to look
I don't know. I seem to be off the last
Yeah, you might lose your cigar there.
President Obama to Eric Holder.
Oh, you're losing your lost. Well, you did. It was brought to the National Labor Relations Board.
The National Labor Relations Board. Yeah, give them a full employment on that one.
So so that's what we have here. We've got we're really looking forward to this show, Hillary's show. Mm-hmm. It's on TV. It's playing right now. It's a sitcom.
Right.
And it's just hilarious. It's called Madame Hillary's Sporting House, and where the working girls symbolize the American taxpayer. not the American voter, the American taxpayer. And what also they have a special guest on there was going to be the IRS director there in the day, but he moves like, yeah, Koskinen. He's going to be the pimp that if the girls don't meet their quotas or if they try to run away, he gives them a Winnie Mandela necklace.
Well, that's good, but
That
I will
lights 'em
tell
up.
you, that sounds exciting, but I think what we ought to do is leave the excitement from Madam Hillary's house and move on to our next subject.